Initially, there was a huge sort of elephant in the room.
My friends responded a little timidly. I don't think they really knew how to act, and I don't blame them for that at all.
There's not really a script to talk to your friend who's lost a parent, and there's not really a right way of doing it.
Like a bunch of 13-year-olds, no one else experienced that, so I mean, they weren't obviously super supportive because they didn't understand, but that's okay. I don't expect them to.
I felt closer to the ones that cared rather than the ones that didn't care.
They didn't understand what I was going through, but they knew me, I think, so they knew kind of how to be there for me.
I think that they were patient with me for sure, and they all tried to do their best.
I was like closer to them. I felt like a bond with them. Like they were like family basically.
Like when he first passed away, I had a friend and she stood in front of all of my classes to tell them what had happened. And her biggest thing was like, at the end of the day, like this is still Bryn, like you treat her the same way because her situation's changed, but she hasn't.
Yeah, it was really helpful for me when my friends would just kind of hang out with me and we could laugh and we could talk, and it wasn't different, right? Because so much had changed, it was really helpful to just kind of have that constant support of my friends.
I didn't really open up a lot about it at first because I felt like I was kind of gonna like cry every time I talked about it, to be honest.
It was almost as though I just couldn't really relate.
As they kept on moving on, like the way that the average teenager would or whatever, I just felt like I'd sort of like stepped out and I had sort of taken pause.
And I woke up every morning, it kind of just felt like the world was gray and I was just watching from the back of my head what was happening.
I had a really hard time I felt like people were pitying me.
You know, you don't want people to feel bad for you.
I felt like it was sort of more of a private thing for me at the time.
You just want them to continue thinking of you the same way they did before you've told them.
My best friend, one of the things that she would do is if I would bring something up about my dad or something, she would say something like along the lines of, do you want to talk about it or do you just need to get it off your chest?
One friend of mine, she always checked in on me. She was always asking, how are you doing? Or how are you feeling about your dad? She'd always check up on me, and we weren't even that close, but she'd always make sure to ask, and I always felt like someone cared about me, and I really liked that.
My best friend at the time, she just always told me that she was there for me and she would listen to me. She was just someone that I really could talk to.
My friends were fantastic throughout the whole process, and I was really lucky with that.
It's always weird to think like everyone that I met from that point on will only know me without my father.